Hi you guys, it's Lisa. Thanks for stopping back at my channel. This was a really different piece for me. I had a friend that requested me to make them a plaque with this saying on it, and I thought maybe I should have some music notes in the back, and I wanted it to be a little bit of wood texture. So I'm using this piece of wallpaper and pattern paper, and I am going to put it on the MDF board with my matte medium, and I'm waiting for it to dry, and I covered it here with gesso just to push back that music paper a little bit. And I was choosing my colors to kind of antique that wood wallpaper, and I thought kind of a smoky blue grayish color, and of course my favorite watered down burnt umber. So you'll see that process, and I was trying to keep a little bit of that black around the edges. So here's my grays, and then I went with this blue gray, and I think in the end it turned out real well. Leave comments, let me know what you think. But very important on this piece to make sure that everything is dry in between. I'm watering down that paint, and I'm going to put it all over the top of my background with lots of water. I think it turned out neat. I wanted it to look like antiqued wood. It was a pretty quick and easy project. Again, it was just waiting for everything to dry. So I like the blue. Here's my saying that I printed out on tissue paper. And then I kind of took away some of the edges of the tissue paper so that it would fit my board. Using lots of water with this brown. I wasn't sure if it was going to turn out or not. I was a little nervous, but you can always cover it back up with gesso, wait for it to dry, and start again. There's some more water. I wanted all of the paint to get in those grooves, like I always do. I know I use this technique a lot, but it really adds the great definition that I'm always looking for. Now tell me that looks like wood. I think it really does. Super great. Just wanted the edges a little bit darker, so I'm going back with paint, just checking the placement of that piece of tissue paper. Thought that it needed a little bit darker on the left-hand side there, and waiting for it to dry. Everything's dry. I like it. Let's see what it looks like with the tissue paper on it now. I'm going to use this matte medium because I want the tissue paper to be nice and clear, and I have good results when I use this. So I'm putting some down, and way too much. I'm going to cover the entire piece here so that I have a good base for my tissue paper to go down. Way too much. I thought I'd try and save a little bit of it. This stuff is expensive, you know. So I put it in my other matte medium jar. It's easier to put it in that wide mouth than it is that small narrow one. I'll have all of the products listed below in my description with links for you in case you want to purchase anything. I'm going to put the tissue paper down. Carefully. And once you put it down, you're committed. You can't pick it back up. Just going to smooth it out a little bit with my fingers. Trying not to get any air bubbles. And just gently working it all out. It's a very delicate process. This part you don't want to rush. There we go. Being very careful. And I can tell it's already looking nice. It's looking good to me. Okay, I'm being very careful, and I think I have it like how I'd like it. Little piece of glue or something stuck there. It's very important to know when to stop messing with it. I have messed up lots of pieces with tissue paper on it because I just kept trying to fix it and fix it. You can always go back if you don't wreck it. So I'm going to try and leave it alone. It's very hard. And now I was going to let it dry, and I forgot that I wanted to put a flower down there in the right hand corner. I wanted to put an image of a rose, and I'm using a cutout that I have, which I will list in the description box below for you, and it is of a rose, and I think it's very fitting for this piece. I think this would be a great wedding gift, a gift for maybe an anniversary or something of that nature. So I'm going to stick down the rose die cut with some matte gel because it's a little bit thicker and I wanted it to go down real easy. I think it's looking beautiful. Trying to let it alone. Here's that rose die cut, and I thought just black would be fine because it is the brown, the blue, the black, the white. I think it's just enough. This is a really, really nice touch to this piece, and I'm glad I put it on there. I wasn't sure at first, but I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to do my shading and my finishing touches after I get it dry. But I was thinking maybe just a little bit of some antique white to neutralize some of that brown. I wasn't quite sure, so I grabbed a towel and had it nearby in case I was just not liking it at all. And we'll see what happens here. I left the matte gel dry so that rose was stuck down real good. Alright, here's where I'm going to try and put down some of that antique white paint, and I'm going to use a brayer. I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to do this, so we're going to give it a shot. And sorry about that sun peeking through my blinds. I just don't have the heart to turn it out because soon the sun's going to be gone for the winter and I would be loving having it back, so we'll just have to deal with it. Okay, here we go. I'm not real sure. Kind of nervous about this. Am I gonna wreck it? Because I was loving it the way it was. Just take a little bit off the words, hoping I don't rip that tissue paper. I did allow it to dry for a little bit, but you never know if it's enough. I'm feeling a little confident now. I'm liking it, so I'm thinking it's working. Just gently putting it on the edges and bringing it all together, and I think I like it. I like the end result, and I didn't wipe too much of it off. Just a little here and there over the letters and the saying. So I think it worked out well. And then I'm going to use my charcoal pencil, my bark colored Inktense pencil, which is a watercolor pencil, a small paintbrush, and some water, and do my shadows, go around the image. And there's not a lot of shadowing to do on this piece, shading, excuse me, because I didn't want it to get too dark. I wanted to go around that rose and maybe some on the D and the S and the two L's just to make them pop. And the piece turned out beautiful in the end. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. And where I went over that rose with the antique white paint, I'm going to use my charcoal pencil and make that black again. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great piece. I really can't believe that I didn't use any stencils in this project. That is just strange for me. And I didn't really realize it until after it was finished. I was like, oh, well, what stencils did I use? I didn't use any. So that's, like I said, quite strange for me. Just finishing up here with the shadows around the different items, and I'm sure you know this is one of my favorite times of the piece, the finishing up and the shadowing, shading, and of course putting around that black edge. I love that part. Just adding those finishing details. Gonna finish the whole thing off camera, and then I'll be back. Look at it. I think it's great. Gonna do those black edges, my favorite. It just frames the piece so great. Well, I hope you'll stop back next time. I'm not sure if today is Tuesday or Thursday or what day it is, but I'll have another mixed media piece for you. Maybe an art journal piece, maybe an organizational piece. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see, and I appreciate you stopping. Have a great week and keep on crafting.